The year is 212 BC. The Roman fleet, led by Marcellus, closes in on Syracuse expecting an easy victory. But from the city walls a blinding, focused light erupts, something unnatural, almost divine. Roman sailors shield their eyes, confused, as defenders aim polished shields or mirrors at the lead ship. The light intensifies. Suddenly smoke curls from the Roman hull, then a flame flickers to life. Panic erupts as fire spreads, consuming sails and rigging. The Romans face an enemy they cannot fight. Sunlight turned into a weapon. This is the legend of Archimedes' Death Ray, a tale of genius outwitting brute force. Archimedes, the greatest mind of his age, is said to have repelled invaders not with catapults but with geometry and optics. He transformed ordinary bronze shields into a superweapon, setting ships ablaze from afar. The image is unforgettable, an elderly scholar directing soldiers to angle mirrors, calculating the focal point, and unleashing the sun's fury. The story blurs the line between myth and history, challenging our assumptions about ancient technology. Could one man really harness solar energy to such devastating effect over 2,000 years ago? The legend endures, forcing us to wonder where history ends and legend begins. To understand the Death Ray, we must understand Archimedes and his city. Archimedes was a mathematician, physicist, and inventor. His discoveries echo through history. Syracuse, a wealthy port, became a battleground between Rome and Carthage during the Second Punic War. When Syracuse sided with Carthage, Rome sent Marcellus to lay siege. The Romans expected an easy conquest, but Archimedes was the city's chief defender. Plutarch tells us Archimedes, persuaded by King Hero, designed war machines for Syracuse. His inventions, like the claw of Archimedes and massive catapults, terrified the Romans. Soldiers fled at the sight of ropes or beams, fearing Archimedes' next creation. In this context, the story of the Death Ray emerges, not just as a weapon, but as a symbol of intellect versus might. The siege became a battle of minds, with Archimedes' genius as Syracuse's greatest defense. Can sunlight truly become a weapon? The science is simple. Mirrors reflect light, and curved mirrors focus it to a single point. Anyone who's burned paper with a magnifying glass has seen the principle at work. To ignite a ship, you'd need to concentrate enough solar energy to reach 300 degrees Celsius. A single parabolic mirror would be hard to build in 212 BC, but many soldiers with polished, slightly concave shields could act as a composite mirror. Archimedes could have directed soldiers to angle their shields so their reflections converged on a target. Hundreds of glints focused together could rapidly heat a ship's hull to combustion. This method required teamwork, geometry, and a clear sky. No advanced machinery needed. The idea is ingenious, but the real challenge was practical. Could it work amid the chaos of battle? The physics is sound, but was it achievable in the real world of ancient warfare? That question has fascinated scientists and historians for centuries. For centuries, the Death Ray was dismissed as myth, until modern science put it to the test. In 2004, MythBusters used 500 mirrors but failed to ignite a boat, citing the difficulty of focusing on a moving target. But in 2005, MIT students tried again with 127 mirrors at closer range. Under perfect conditions they set wood smoldering and eventually aflame. These experiments show the weapon is plausible. If the weather is perfect, the target is close, and coordination is flawless. Polished bronze shields, though less reflective than modern glass, could still focus enough heat. The real issue is practicality. The weapon would only work under rare, ideal circumstances. Roman ships would need to be close to shore, the sea calm and the sky cloudless. The Death Ray was not a reliable weapon, but a potential tool for a moment of opportunity. For a genius like Archimedes, that might have been enough to create a legend. The debate now is not if it could work, but if it could have worked at Syracuse. The legend persists because the science at least is possible. Ancient sources complicate the story. Polybius and Livy, who described Archimedes' machines in detail, never mention burning mirrors. This silence fuels skepticism. If the Death Ray was real, why omit it? The first mention comes centuries later, from Lucian, and later Byzantine writers add vivid details. Skeptics argue the story is a later invention, exaggerated over time. They point to the practical challenges. Could soldiers really aim their shields so precisely? Wouldn't flaming arrows be simpler? Supporters counter that Archimedes' ingenuity and Greek discipline shouldn't be underestimated. The Death Ray may have been more psychological than practical, a terrifying spectacle to demoralize the Romans. Even if it only worked once, the shock could have halted an advance and sown chaos. Perhaps it was less a weapon of war, and more a demonstration of Syracuse's and Archimedes' unfathomable power. The legend endures, not for its certainty but for its power to inspire awe. Whether Archimedes truly incinerated ships with mirrors remains a mystery caught between scientific plausibility and historical silence. The physical evidence is gone, the written record late and contradictory. Modern tests show it's possible, but only under perfect conditions. Maybe the truth is a small success, magnified by legend, or maybe it never happened at all. But the real power of the story is what it represents: the boundless potential of the human mind. Archimedes saw the world as a series of solvable problems, and the Death Ray legend captures that spirit. It challenges our view of the ancient world, reminding us that genius is timeless. The tale endures because it embodies the eternal struggle between intellect and brute force. Whether fact or fiction, the glare of those mirrors reflects the enduring brilliance of Archimedes. His legend continues to shine, leaving us to wonder and to dream.